Hoppity poppin' gamers. Welcome back to another episode of You Know This Thing. Why do you tolerate me? I will never understand that. But today we're talking about the ones that aren't Final Fantasy and the games like it. Kanye Quest. I don't know why I did another one of these without seeing the results of the last, but here we are, so it's fine and we'll do it. Subscribe now, yes, another shameless plug in the center. Woot woot. Shameless plug time, woot. Also, in the time of recording this, Final Fantasy 16 got leaked. Doot doot. And let's be honest, it's probably another hack and slash, but this one kind of looks like Psycho, and it's gonna be dope. Starting off with Super Mario RPG. This game is dope, and you can't deny it. With bangers such as Forest Maze, it's pretty darn good. Just think of Mario Brothers if it had... Never mind, it's Final Fantasy. It's Final Fantasy Mario Brothers. It's perfect, it's wonderful, it's great, it's lovely, it's beautiful. Mwah. Basically, some sword flies down from the sky, thinks he's hot stuff. Bowser is currently being a poo-poo head. Bowser's on your team, you're friends with a Marshmallow and Pinocchio, and you go defeat the stupid sword, send it back to the sky. Also, there's bosses in this game for some reason that are special. Note for me, remember to put the thing in. But anyways, we are just gonna keep tooting along, and I don't want to do that one. Paper Mario, the perfect car that ran into a wall. Paper Mario 64, God tier. Super Paper Mario, this is still good enough. Paper Mario sticker. Yeah, we don't talk about that one. No, that was bad, or the rest of them, for the most part, because none of them follow the mechanics of the original game. Paper Mario is kind of depressing when you look at it, because it's about aged as well as millennials. Get roasted by a Gen Z. Next up, we have Earthbound, you know, everyone's favorite, except for mine, apparently. Otherwise known as Mother, you Japanese simpletons. It was released in August 27th, 1994. It's pretty darn good, and I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty up there. I just could never get hooked. It's kind of the same thing as Fire Emblem. I don't see why people play it. Characters are neat, they made it into Smash, and then, you know, the music's pretty cool too! Why am I like this? Any game that could be actually above average, I instantly just chalk off. But who cares? Fire Emblem bad, brain go boing. Speaking of games by HAL Labs, psych you thought. We'll make something on Kirby later after Car comes out. I don't like that one. But anyways, back to the bad Mario games. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. If you took Final Fantasy Tactics Advance and threw it in a blender, then proceeded to butt chug it, puke it out, and get left with some odd garbage. I don't know how to describe this thing other than foul. This game is bad. I would not recommend this to anyone. I don't care. This is gonna ruin your first RPG experience. So why is this game getting a sequel? Name one person who liked this. I mean, even on the wiki, the second best thing they could get is a 3-star. Moving on, it's fine. Dragon Quest. Fire Emblem 2. I didn't bother to play these games, I just know him as the guy from Smash. You'll seem to find that happen a lot with some fan-favorite RPG characters. I mean, Hero's dope and all, but like, it's not fun. This is just the crappier version of Square Enix's perfect product. Also, the graphics were made by the guy who made Dragon Ball, and Dragon Ball is the worst of all animes. Come at me, Dragon Ball fans, I will knock you out 1-2 punch. You can do whatever you want, you can't run, you can't hide, but you sure as heck can cry. Next up on the list is the Pokemon series, the long-running one. I'm probably gonna go through all the games, so if you just don't want to do that, you can leave now. Starting at Pokemon Red and Blue. Sure as heck are a game. They're pretty darn good too, I'm not gonna lie. I had them on my 3DS for a while, and, you know, I played the crap out of them. They're pretty darn fun to play, especially if you have friends to play with and help you guide you through the game. It's like it's Red and Green loser. Red and Blue are the later ones. But Red and Blue are still pretty good, you know, the game that came after it. Then for the Game Boy, we have Special Pikachu Edition Pokemon Yellow, it's pretty darn good. And Pokemon Gold and Silver. All these games are kind of just a repeat with different characters. Then we have Crystal. Crystal was probably the first game I played. It's the time I realized Pokemon was, this is fun, I could give other people pieces of cardboard. Then Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald came in. Mwah, they were perfect and I love them. Definitely my favorite games in the series. I would play Emerald over and over and over again. Still pretty darn good to this day. I have recently replayed Emerald and oh my god, it's good. The music is also still perfect somehow, and I don't know how they do it every time, but it's wonderful. Next up, we have Fire Red and Leaf Green, the Game Boy Advance versions, and it's just a remake. After that, Emerald came out, but you know, Emerald and you know, the other two are just the same game. Then Diamond and Pearl, the one that was granted a re-release. I don't know what Palkia's got, but he's probably got some late-stage, like, scoliosis or something. And then, who gave the Stegosaurus the spines? That thing got, like, superpowers or something. Oh, wait, it does. Then there's Platinum. You know, I just never played the game. I know everybody loves Giratina. He's just not my favorite. Oh yeah, and then there's Heart Gold and Soul Silver that are also pretty good, yet I still didn't play. Black and White were pretty good if you remember those. Those are pretty dope. You played those while hiding your DS under your pillow. Then Black 2 and White 2. Guys, we just made the last ones! Oh my god, why is it like this? Why is it like this? Why is Pokemon like this? Oh, and then my actual first Pokemon games, X and Y, came out. Those are pretty dope for the 3DS, and why is it called the 2DS? Let's be honest. Talk about systems in the next video, let's be honest. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, the games I begged for, and never got. These games are amazing, I would play them again. They're also just, you know, different versions of the old ones. Then we have Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon was like, hey, I went to Hawaii. We should do this all based on the trip that I went there on. They went to the resort. Let's be honest, I don't know what the heck they saw, but that's not what Hawaii looks like. I mean, it's kind of accurate. You got beaches everywhere, but still it's a resort. This thing is based on a Pokemon resort. Apparently it's been around for long enough that Pokemon just kinda, you know, change appearance because they've lived there for so long. Like, they have lived on a resort for 30,000 years. And only surfboards were invented 202 years, and I don't understand what you thought that was, but I don't think things can do that. What am I doing? I'm questioning the logic of a video game that's based on children's games. Next we have... Are you kidding me? I'm going to cry. Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. Guys, did we not get the lesson on the last one? The Omega games did okay at best. Then we have Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. A performance, you know, enhancement of the last games. What's that? You want to spend another $120 on a Pokemon game that you wouldn't have spent if it was just console-based? Wow! Maybe you should go out and buy our Pokeball accessory. Yeah, guys, I think it's time to walk my Pikachu 30,000 miles so I can hatch an egg. Has no one questioned that? Has no one questioned that walking hatches eggs? I don't know, but Sword and Shield is here for some reason. Sword and Shield is pretty dope, I'm not gonna lie. This game was fun to play, but you gave me, like, the worst rival of all time. This guy whines and whines and whines is like, wow, you know how to use type movements. Literally 10 seconds before the final gym. I'd pray you know what type movements are. If you didn't, I'm sorry, you should just not play Pokemon. Then there's Pokemon Go. I'm not counting this one, guys. This is a mobile game about walking around the Earth. I'm okay. Then we have Arceus. Arceus is actually probably one of their best games of all time, and no one's willing to admit it because it's the new one that everyone likes. But sure, it's definitely got the graphics to prove such. It's based in old Japan, which is absolutely dope. And come on, who doesn't want to aggressively throw things at things? Like, could you imagine how much, like, force it'd take to shove a Pokemon into a Pokeball? Because I don't think you're fitting Whale Lord into that baseball-sized hole. Yeah, if you can fit a whale in that thing, honor to ya, and you should probably explain that to the cops. But yeah, that's what Pokemon is. If you didn't know that, I'm sorry for your well-being. You probably didn't have a childhood, and, you know, I don't know what to tell you other than I'm sorry. Fallout 1 and 2 are like that, I guess. They're not, you know, turn-based battle, but they're tactics. The same game. It's, you explore the lands, except from an overhead view instead of a first-person view, and you just go collect things, create things, make things, also create things, Oh, and harness nuclear energy too, I guess that's part of the game. I can't sing the rest of that. I can only sing the first 5 notes. Also, Fallout has probably some of the best music of all time. These games will probably get individual reviews, because, you know, they're good, but I don't think I want to make a full-on review of them, because it's a Fallout game. They're all the same thing in a different place, with more problems, and there's always the giant bears. Oh, and don't forget the mutant geckos that ended up in Washington, D.C. somehow. The death claws scare me, not because they're giant claw things, but because they managed to travel from Florida. Like, who let them out of their Florida cages? Those things scare me. Well, yeah, that's the end of the video, and I'm still bad at making these. But it's okay, we'll get better eventually. My mic quality will eventually get better too. Adios!